Dilemma of Buddha and Nirvana. Buddha remained silent is the most fundamental question of metaphysics, and therefore it need probe into the reason of that silence. The searching of his silence gave birth to dialectic inquiry. Nagarjuna took this task to explain the silence of Buddha and came out with the theory of the middle path. The Buddha announced 14 things to be inexpressible, whether the world is eternal or not, or neither, whether the world is finite or infinite, or both, or neither, whether the Tathagata, that is the reality, exists after death or does not, or both, or neither of them, whether the soul is identical with the body or different from the body. Nagarjuna tried to structure these questions and on silence of Buddha and refusing to give any categorical answer to such questions, on which Buddha used to say that he neither believed in absolute affirmation nor in the absolute negation. His position was one of the middle positions, silence of Buddha. Nagarjuna pondered deeply over this attitude of the Buddha and came to the conclusion that the reason of Buddha's studied silence in regard to such question was that reality was transcendent to thoughts. He systemized the four alternatives mercilessly, exposing the disconcerting implications of each alternative, brought the antinomies of reasons luminously to the fore by hunting them out from every cover, and demonstrated the impossibility of creation, a sound metaphysics on the basics of dogmatism or rationalism. Madhyamika, that is, the middle path. Reading Madhyamika, it appears that Nagarjuna was only an intransigent negativist. However, while proceeding with the concept, it shows that it is dealing with the question of reality, and question unanswered by Buddha. The Madhyamaka Kariskas and the Mahaprajna Paramitas. Shastra imported basic concept of sunyata, that is void, as unsubstantial, conditioned and relative of things of the mundane entities. The absolute is unconditioned, is not only the ultimate nature of the unconditioned entities, it is also the ultimate nature of man. It is because of this that his hunger for the real acquires of deeper significance. Practically, all the basic concepts of Nagarjuna are found in the Karika, but then they are overshadowed by the overwhelmingly negative character of approach, and it could not be otherwise. He used the negative dialectic to prove that reality could not be measured by the threefold role of discursive thoughts. Phenomena or empirical reality is a realm of relativity in which as entity is non-existence or devoid of independent reality or unconditioned. One can comprehend reality by raising to a plane higher than the logical thought of knowledge and understanding. Reality cannot be expressed in the terms of it is or it is not by dichotomous mind. Refuting theory of casualties. The theory of self-becoming, Swata Utpatti. The theory of production from another, Parata Utpatti. Theory of production from both, from self and from another, Dvabhayam Utpatti, theory of production without any cause, production by chance. Ahituta Utpatti. In first, the cause and effect are identical and that things are produced out of themselves. If the effect is already existing in the cause, then there is no purpose served by its reproduction. It is, however, not said that the effect is a new substance. It only means that it is a new form of state of the substance. It is said that the cause is partly actual and partly potential. It would amount to accepting opposed nature in one and the same thing. If the cause is wholly potential, it cannot be itself become real without an extraneous aid. The oil cannot get out of the seed until and unless there is an outer force of crushing. And if the cause and effect are identical, it will be impossible to distinguish one as the producer of the other. The identity view of cause and effect is therefore riddled with self-contradiction. And when the cause and effect are different and no relation can subsist between them, in that case, anything can be produced from anything. Causality is the relation between two, unless the cause and effect coexist and they cannot be related. And if they cannot be related, causality becomes meaningless. And if the effect is both identical and also different from the cause, then there are inconsistencies of both. And besides, this would invest the real with two opposed characters as identity with the difference at one and the same time. And if things are produced without a cause and by chance, and if no reason assigned, and for this theory it amounts to be sheer perseverance, dogmatism. If a reason is assigned, it amounts to exception, a cause. Therefore, causality is a mere, though construction superimposed upon the objective order of existence. Then, what is reality? Reality is therefore dependently coordinated and relative. Nagarjuna started with the prayer of his work, in which he stated the principle of relativity and the principle that nothing in this universe can disappear or arise or has an end or is eternal or is identical with itself, nor is there anything differentiated in itself, and that there is no motion whether towards us or away from us, and therefore everything is relative. And this work, the reality of relativity, leads to nirvana. The universe, which appears as plural, is governed by the principle of relativity. Pratitya is having affix of prati, which is towards, and the rood is approaching or moving, which means reaching in the sense of dependent or relative, and the word samitpada means appearance or mere manifestation of separate entities as relative to their conditions. Buddha thought that all entities in life are relative. Nothing disappears and nothing new appears, for which there are no words or expressible. The term relative is described to the fact that there is a thing that can be identified only by mentioning its relations to something else and becomes meaningless without their relations, implying at the same time that the thing in question is unreal, and for want for better solution can translate the word sunya as relative or contingent, and the term sunyata be relativity or contingency. It does not mean void, but something devoid of non dependent reality, with the implication that nothing starts of the whole possesses independent reality, and with the further implication that the whole forbids every formulation by concept or by speech, that the term relative is not meant a mathematical void or simple non existence, but it means relative and not negative. The Buddha is perfect, the foremost of all teachers of salutes, and he has proclaimed that the principle of relativity, the principle that nothing in the universe can disappear, nor is there anything appear. Nothing is an end, nor is there anything as eternal, and nothing is identical, which is within itself, and nor is there anything differentiated. Nothing moves, neither hither nor thither. It is nirvana, the blissful quiescence of ever possible plurality,